right, here we go. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining the call. It's 8:01. We are going. We're live. It's Thursday night from ASINinspector.com and the Academy training. Welcome to the call. Neil Twa, CEO, ASINinspector.com, ASIN360.com, and a number of other initiatives, including Voltage Digital Marketing, VoltageDM.com for corporate Amazon and growth consultancy. And I am talking about product research. That's what we usually talk about every Thursday night when we go live. Typically, one of the most asked questions we get on these is how to find products. Well, imagine that, because you're all about the software and you want to know how to use it for the most part in finding good products. So we are live 8:01, 9:01 p.m. Eastern. If you're on the right seat in the bus, jump on board. If you are not here to talk about product research for Amazon, then you are on the wrong bus. It's time to go find another bus. But if you're here tonight and you're live, give me a yeehaw, give me a woohoo. Let's go with yeehaw. A yeehaw in the comment section or Q&A if you're live here with me and you're ready to do some learning and we're ready to find some products every Thursday. It's product research, product evaluation, market evaluation. We do updates. Boy, there's a lot going on to talk about right now with updates, that's for sure. Hey, Tony, yeehaw, woohoo. So we got a lot going on, a lot of fantastic things. In fact, a lot of opportunity. Yeehaw, GB. All right, nice to see you here. Thanks for chiming in. Yeehaw. Love it. You guys are awesome. So we're going to talk products per the usual. Hi, Talar. Welcome to the call. It's nice to see you, talk to you today. Hope everything's good with you. We are going to talk product research. That's kind of what we're doing. So products evaluations, market determination. I think one of the best things I get in terms of feedback from doing these kinds of episodes every Thursday night. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you. Hope everything's going well for you. Is that people just want to know the process. They want to understand the process and metrics of product research. I don't always dive all the way into the sourcing, although we do sometimes go up to the edge of that because sourcing is such a variable. It's really hard to do in depth in 1 hour. I mean, the simplicity of it is obviously finding a product and determining the product. Where the real importance gets into is kind of the numbers and the method, the system and methodologies that go into that. And we talk it through together here. So we'll kind of cover some of those things tonight. Hey, Thomas, good to see you. Yeehaw. Thanks for joining up. All right. Got my country in me today. I'm feeling pretty country today. You know what? I hauled a dog to the vet today. He is a Great Pyrenees, and he had a little bit of his dew claw on his back. It's got to get fixed. So he's going to be in there. He's going to convalesce for the night. So he was in the truck with me. And then I stopped by a feed store and grab a truck full of straw because we're getting our garden going. So he's busy today hauling dogs and trucks and straw. So I got to have my country today, which was great because I absolutely love it. I was laughing at my wife earlier as I'm unhauling all this, straw from the back of the truck, laughing at the dichotomy of my business and personal life while I sit in here and talk on this to you guys and do calls during the day and to answer business and stuff, where my passion, I guess, to a degree in business is here doing the things I do with you guys and others. I also do have a passion for the land and for being outside and for hanging out with the dogs and the family and riding on my 4x4 because that's a lot of fun. And it's an old 4x4 too, which I absolutely love. People are like, you don't have a very new car. And I'm like, I don't want a new car. I'm banging that thing in trees and we're 4x4 and ditching it out here. And it gets banged up and it's been beaten up and it's on its second engine. And it's got 247,000 miles on an old Dodge Ram 2500 and it hauls and it beats it up. And I don't really care if it gets scratched, banged or dinged or, it gets knocked by something. And I absolutely love the freedom that comes with that. Having, nice cars and stuff in the past, I always was paranoid about people parking and dinging and all that kind of stuff. And so I don't buy new cars anymore because I don't really care and it doesn't mean anything to me. So, this is, I'll tell you what, it's a tough truck. You're darn right. So he said it's a Dodge 2535 is tough. Yeah, it's a tough truck, no doubt about it. The parts and components might be falling apart and the engine went dead. So I got a new engine in it because I didn't want to get rid of the truck because I love it too much. It is a tough old truck, no doubt about it. So it's my farm truck and it bangs around. It's a 99. Well, the engine's a 99. It's an 01. So I know y'all came here to talk about my farm truck tonight because that was what we're going to talk about tonight, right? Because that's really important to all of you. We're not going to talk about that tonight. If you're all hearing me okay, you hear me loud and clear, you see me okay, we'll get going here and get into some of the important stuff about business and why we're here tonight. Just give me a thumbs up or a yeah if you're hearing me. I think you are because most of you responded here a minute ago. And if you're hearing me okay, I always wonder if this mic is picking up well enough. This is my, Yeti Blue. What's my Blue Yeti? I think is what they call this. I saw somebody earlier who was talking on these mics. It drives me nuts. Just a pet peeve. And he was like, "So guys, thanks for the call today. And I really appreciate you coming on." And it's like, what, man? This is like, radio voice. What is this? This is nuts. Like, I want to come on. "Hey, thanks for coming to the call tonight. We're going to be doing product research and you all are going to love it. It's just going to be so fantastic." All right. So let's talk products. What do you got in the products? Let's talk products. Let's not talk products yet. Let's get to the products in a minute. I'm having fun tonight. Let's get to products and let's talk about products because that's why we're here. But let's talk about updates because things are going, things are crazy. If you are not aware, if you are maybe living under a rock somewhere in the middle of nowhere, then you're probably not aware that we have this little virus thing that's kind of taken over and it's kind of really, challenging the markets. It's kind of making people a little bit nervous. I don't know, maybe you've heard about it. It's out there. We're not going to say that name who shall not be mentioned on this call because I don't want these videos to get removed from the internet because I want other people to hear about this. But we are going to talk a little bit about what's happening. I got some updates from some friends. I run with some guys in the Amazon space who are big sellers too. And so we keep up on what's going on and I get updates from them on emails and things. And one of my good buddies just sent out a message here a little bit ago from his particular company, David Rifkin over at MPO Global. They do a lot of business on Amazon. Known him for years and he's a pretty solid guy, very strong in business, good connections. We tap each other on the shoulder whenever needed. To keep up, and I definitely love having him around. But let's go for the update. All right, so where was he talking about? He pushed this out earlier. This is on Digital Commerce 360. It's an article that he just got published a little bit ago. I'll zoom in on this. I do like what I'm reading because it's opportunity, guys. Really, it's opportunity. That's the whole message. I think that's why I'm fired up tonight. I had some good convos with people today, and I really, some people grabbed a hold of some fears and things today and really decided that, this isn't going to hold them down. Whatever's happening right now is only temporary and they are moving and taking action to get moving in the market. Very excited about that. They are going to be building some businesses and we're going to be having some fun over at ASIN 360. So they're getting involved there and I'm just feeling really good about that today because I know what's going to happen. The market is opening back up. The restrictions are being released. Non-essential items are coming back online and I see a wave. I don't know I've ever seen a wave of this nature in the market for online e-commerce and stuff, and I see a wave. I told about it last week. It's just becoming more and more evident for those of us who are in the business of e-commerce, not just Amazon, but in e-com, because we watch all of the e-com world, not just Amazon. We do have a obvious focus on Amazon, but we run other channels as well, so we're always looking around. But Amazon in itself is gearing up, I think, to take over a good component of the retail market that just went down. And what does that mean? Changing retail landscape literally means we're going to be seeing a lot more online people. And I don't mean just a little bit. I mean a lot more. I mean, there are millions of people in the United States who in the last 30 and 45 days were forced to buy stuff online, even though they weren't comfortable doing it. They just had to, right? But what I'm noticing is those uptrends are not the intention and the buyer intention of that is not slowing down, meaning they've actually realized, why was I so afraid of this before? I really see the opportunity, which is going to, in turn, allow opportunities to present themselves unlike anything I think we've ever seen when this market rebounds. If you are on the cusp of getting your products in, if you're getting private label going, if you are still running a business in Amazon and you see the uptick, you're going to know what I'm talking about. If you're just getting going, if you're brand new, if you're trying to find products, get going. Like there's never been a better time. Do it the right way, right? Don't just sign up with an account with just your name on it. You've got to protect yourself. I'm going to talk about some of that tonight. The dangers of what's happening. I've got inside information on some other businesses that are literally just got imploded. Very unfortunate implosions. Things we have talked about week by week, month by month are unfortunately or fortunately, depending upon how you look at it, coming true. Unfortunately, for some people who were not willing to listen or take action in the last 3-4 months, it's been business changing, laying off people, imploding business models, very bad. For those of you who have listened, went against the grain, you're the salmon swimming upstream, even though there's bears taking a swing at you, you are not going to let that stop you. And that's really cool because now you're going to see and benefit from the results of that. There's always risk in things, but you have to see the opportunities too. And so people are seeing that. And as we watch this here, what you're seeing is 36% of retailers say they're making adjustments in their marketing strategy. Well, that's really broad, but at 36%, that's huge, guys. It means they have to change. So 107 retailers during the week of last March took that survey. Based on the number of interviews with retailers, brands, and Amazon experts last several weeks, merchants have to and will continue to make adjustments in their model, okay, based on restrictions. So obviously non-essential products are opening back up. Hey, those who are already shipping or adjusting will be making those adjustments. Amazon is at a very critical juncture in both their terms of service and literally getting a class action lawsuit if they cannot get back to their guarantee of 2-day shipping. They are going to be in trouble. So they've got to move very fast to get their updates because we pay for Prime and it's expected to have 2-day shipping. It's part of the agreement, and technically they're violating that, although it is a state of emergency and not yada, yada, yada. You know how opportunistic people are. There's going to be some trouble if this doesn't change pretty quick. They know that. Guaranteed their legal team is all over this like white on rice. So what does that mean? It means they have to change. They're going to be one of the first people to change, and those who are involved in the system will reap the benefits of that change. Of course, adjustments have to be made. We talked about money is moving last week. Money is not gone in its respect. It may have felt in your household or business that money might have left, but it didn't leave. It moved. And the way that you need to move is probably more important than your belief that it did or did not move, or your understanding of what I'm saying to you tonight. What you need to understand is major retailers, Amazon sellers, and stuff like us move. We move, and that's what David was really trying to cover in here, is that they changed the way they're selling. They turned off repricing software for products that they had that were not theirs. They've gone back to kind of manually adjusting and converting labels to FBA items. Right? They had to move some of those out, deal with their own warehouse, move them back around. And so they just adjusted. They just moved to follow the money, right? They also understand, and he said this right here, in his experience, Amazon does this to kick off the sellers selling fake goods, knowing there's a big demand for customers. I can't tell you how much that both makes me happy and sad, because there are businesses I've watched, I've heard, I've been witness to and privy to that have literally just imploded. They imploded because they were selling wholesale. They imploded because they were not moving fast enough to address market conditions in the coming months prior to this. While we couldn't all foretell the difference, the difficulty in the depth at which our government or systems and governors and stuff would go to lock down our states, etc., we couldn't forecast that, but we knew it was changing. We knew the market was moving very fast in a different position back in January. We've been talking about this since before October. We've been talking about this since last year on all of our social media, our Academy updates and stuff, that if you were not moving out of retail arbitrage, wholesaling, you are going to become a target. And in this moment, Amazon is taking the opportunity to remove those sellers from the platform. It just is. And we knew they were going to do this. We talked about Project Transparency. We talked about the initiatives they were doing. They were telling us what they were doing. Other people knew that this was moving in the market. We knew they had to adjust. We also knew that they had a $500 million initiative announced last December of 2019. In which they were going to move the market. They said, we're putting money into doing this. And for those that listened, yay, you're making a move. You're on your way. If you got private label and samples and you've already done the work and you're heading that right direction, good for you, because you are moving. If you're in the market and you're selling already to some degree and you are not shifting, it's going to happen to you. Don't be a victim. This is your chance to take control and not be a victim. And that's what it gets down to, okay? Amazon is not just taking that opportunity. They wanted it gone. They had an initiative to do it. And under the literal umbrella of what's happening with the virus in the systems and our economy and stuff, they're doing it. All right, they are doing it. And they said they were going to. They just are now taking the opportunity to do it even faster. What does that mean for you guys? If you're not paying attention or listening, or you don't quite understand, or whatever that case may be with what I'm saying right now, prices are not necessarily going to change. Market is changing. Volume is changing. Opportunities are changing. Areas within Amazon that had saturation are now competition and not saturation. Competitors that were in there will simply not come back. It's leaving gaps and opportunities all over the place, and we are trying to exploit them as fast as possible. We have out a bid right now for a company that's selling product on Amazon, and it's another company that we've actually got another bid out on that company for a larger amount. That's actually not on Amazon, but there's a gap in the market. And we saw this product and this brand sitting over here doing this amount on Shopify and paid traffic and stuff over here, but it does not have an Amazon channel. It has a brand. It's got existing brand. We can trademark it from the things that they've got. They're selling it over here for a variety of different reasons, but we're going to snap it up for a song. And we're going to go into a niche with that product on Amazon that we know there's a hole in. In the last few months, a hole has developed in this niche that wasn't there. And so we're purchasing this company to take it over to Amazon, and it's going to explode because that hole will get filled when everybody comes rushing back into the market. Now, I'm not saying that everybody can go out there and buy companies or do what we're about to do in some big ways, but at the smaller level of just finding products and getting moving in the market, I want you to understand that opportunity is everywhere. All right. But listen to me. If you are retail, online, or wholesale, you must move. I can't tell you any differently. You may not want to listen to me now, but I would rather you listen to me now than later when I come back and find out that your business or whatever you were doing was gone and all the effort and time and money you put into it are blown up. If you've got product in the market and you're doing one of those methodologies and you're making money from it, you must get into a private label brand. You must get it registered. You must look for a point of difference. You must get it into a trademark situation, guys. That is your opportunity. Now, you can be a victim in the market, or you can choose right now to change that and go forward and not be a victim. But one way or another, it's going to change. One way the market is going to move, and you're either going to be in it, behind it, around it, or a victim of it. And like we're in business to not be victims. So let's get smart. Let's do what needs to be done. Let's take opportunities and get out there. Okay. So if you are all hearing me, if you are understanding me, if you recognize my sense of urgency in my voice tonight, give me a yes in the chat. I want to know you guys are hearing me. I want to know you're paying attention tonight. I'm not just on my soapbox. I'm really hoping that somebody out there hears me. And I really, really hope that you're paying attention to this. Okay. It's for your own benefit because I already know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I know where my company's going. I know what initiatives we've taken to change some of our activities. I know that we've gone into acquisition mode to purchase companies for opportunity. It's like, I know what we're doing to shift in the market, and I'm asking you guys to push in that direction and pay attention, okay? We have been in this for 8 years. I've been around Amazon for that long, okay? I've seen a lot of changes in the market. I've done a lot of business in the market. I have a lot of friends who do very big business in the market too, as most of you are aware. I want you to understand that all of us are making moves, okay? And when we're making moves, you need to be making a move too. All right? I'm very evangelistic tonight about this point. I'm getting worked up. It's getting hot in here. I need to open a window or something because I'm getting on my soapbox. I got to get off my soapbox soon because you guys are going to be like, okay, I'm done with him. Let's get out of here. We want you to pay attention to this because it's your opportunity. And if you're not hearing it from anybody else, and if you're listening to coaches somewhere else who are not putting a sense of urgency behind their message right now because they're not willing to, or they simply don't know because they haven't been in it, they're not doing it, they're not in the market anymore, or for whatever freaking reason, if they're not giving you a sense of urgency, get on it. All right. It is time. All right. Moving topics. The opportunity is opening. The doors are coming back in. Non-essential items are opening. Get the wave. You're riding it. It's coming in. It's that big one. It's literally a big one. This is the hang 10 moment. All right. Who wants to talk products research? Who wants to get in, crack open some of these niches? Let's blow some niches up. All right. I'm checking my, sorry, I didn't see the messages over here. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Keep on working it. You're cracking me up. Oh, I saw that one. You guys are cracking me up too. I'm cracking myself up tonight because I am on fire. All right. And it isn't just hot. I'm on fire. Business is great, guys. I mean, business is like gonna explode. I want you guys to see that. There's a super amounts of opportunity coming up. Just so much goodness. All right, so we're gonna go niches. Let's start with macro niches first, because I know when we talk about this, what I'm typically looking from you guys to do is to kind of get into a specific type of product that you're looking for in the market. What we typically end up with at this point when I ask these questions on Thursday Night Lives. And by the way, welcome to everyone I don't know. There's a lot of people on this call whose names I don't recognize tonight. Thank you for joining, and I appreciate it. It's obviously you're members of the software. Thank you for purchasing and taking a moment to trust us with the information and the tool. But I'm going to get you into another driver's seat here tonight like we do every Thursday night, and I'm going to get you into the business mode. All right, that's what we do here. We try to drive business over, technology and people and process are all components of running a really good business to scale. And understanding the technology is one thing, recognizing the technology and what it can do is another, and then taking the technology and employing it into your business is really what we're trying to do tonight. So if you've got products, if you got a macro view of something, we've done things from camping gear, we've looked at windows, we've looked at all kinds of stuff. We looked at cloth diapers, like we tear it all apart. So guys, if you're paying attention right now, I want product ideas. What product ideas you might be considering, product ideas you have no idea about. And I will tell you this right now, somebody mentioned N95 mask. It doesn't matter who you are, but I want you to understand something. That's a temporary opportunistic goal. Those will go away. Those will be temporary. You can't even seasonal those things. Anything that's happening with the current situation right now will change in the coming months. It will not be that kind of volatility. Your opportunity is to find products and a macro niche opportunity to drive into those products for a brand, things that will become what we call blue sky or evergreen. All right. I don't talk a lot about seasonal products. Seasonal products are very difficult to manage in ebbs and flows in business. They're hard to forecast. That becomes difficult, so we don't talk about those kinds of things, okay? You might be a retail online arbitrager at some point or a wholesaler, and you might be listening to this tonight going, this guy's off his rocker. I know this guy over here, Cochran's doing this, and this person over here is doing that, and they're all telling us that wholesale isn't dying and it's the best opportunity for wholesale ever. What they're not going to tell you, the point I was going to mention a minute ago, there's huge risk in those models. And I'm not just talking about your business getting shut down. I'm talking about you selling a product that you wholesaled into the market that you don't own from a supplier that you purchased that product from. And when you sell it, you become liable in the market. If it's just you and you're not protected by a business, an LLC, and you have not put any kind of liability insurance on that company, you will be the one they look at if something goes wrong with that product. If you put it in the market and you sell it, and you are the individual, not a business representing that product in the market, Amazon will come after you. And if you cannot stop them, okay, it doesn't matter that you got it from a supplier over here. It means that they're going to hold you accountable for it, okay? And you don't want to be under that hot seat. I've seen people get under that hot seat. It's not good. What you want to get done is run a business, then put it on Amazon, and then sell your own products, because liability changes at the manufacturing level. You have to prove the manufacturer, and you need to understand transparency, because that's what Amazon's going after. They will go all the way down to the manufacturing level, all the way to sending people to that manufacturer in China to prove that you own that brand, that product, and it was created for you. And get this, you probably heard this a few months ago. We talked about it. Reed came on and talked about this. They will want to make sure that that manufacturer is not involved in any slave trade or any kind of child labor or any other violations. And if they discover that that's happening and you've purchased products from them, you're going to be liable. So that's the big scary news. Why do we want to say that out loud? And why do we want to make sure we address it? Because we always want to be truthful about what it takes to run those businesses. You need to protect yourself. Get a company and then sell on Amazon. Provide a product and know where it's coming from. Vet the manufacturer, find out who they are. Don't just randomly choose things and throw it up on Amazon for retail, online, arbitrage, and wholesale. You will become the liability. Am I all clear? If you got what I'm saying, guys, give me a yes. If you understand why we don't do those, if you understand it's more than just getting into trouble on Amazon and getting your accounts shut down. They are taking initiatives to stop Chinese counterfeiters. But guess what? If you're taking those products and selling them just like the Chinese is from whatever manufacturing place they're putting them online, you're just going to look like a Chinese hacker, a counterfeiter, and they're going to come after you too. All right, so let's not play in that ball of wax, okay? General liability for your company, a minimum of $1 million is recommended, okay? That is not hard. It doesn't cost very much, all right? We've paid as little as $15 or as much as $45 a month for $1 million general liability insurance. It's on the LLC. The LLC is what you register as the company on Amazon. And then from that point on, you've got to vet your manufacturers. Okay, this is one of the reasons why we don't go deep into manufacturing and the sourcing component with these calls, because there's a lot of other process work that has to be done that I simply cannot explain on a call tonight. Okay, but you need to understand where you get it from and the manufacturer and the origin and the source and who they are, if they're vetted, if they've got qualifications, even down to the fact that we have sourcing agents that will go to those places for us and vet it. Trusted sourcing agents that vet those before we bring product in from them, okay? We are not going to be liable for that. We will get indemnified all the way down to the manufacturing level, and so should you. All right, so enough of that. I wanted to make sure you guys understand it's not just because I don't like the methodology and it can't work. I don't like that it's not profitable, it's not sustainable and scalable, because remember, we had 12 employees and 30,000 square feet. If you don't know that story, you can go check it out. It's out there on YouTube and stuff. And we ended up shutting that all down because it wasn't more profitable. It was more time consuming. We scaled it. So if you were doing wholesale and you want to think, okay, I can scale this business. We did. Okay. We scaled it to 5 trucks a week, 12 employees, and 30,000 square feet of warehouse. Do you agree that that would be considered scale for wholesale? Like when you're moving a few products right now, then you're going to move a pallet. Okay. We were moving 15 to 20 pallets per truck, right? Per a week, per truck, 5 trucks. Okay. We were moving it on scale and it didn't work. Ultimately, the numbers would not pan out. We ended up with a lot of product that wouldn't sell. We ended up with employees, and we pulled out all of that because it turned out to be unsustainable. Okay. And that's one of the gotchas that people who are teaching wholesale coaching and stuff will not tell you. Why? Because they're not actually doing it on the scale that really tells you the truth about the model. They're doing it on a few products here, maybe a few thousand a month. That's all good and fine if you can keep it going, if you can even go get the product. And even if you find good product to sell at the wholesale level, you can get it to some degree of sellability. You can get to a decent sales. I know somebody who was doing 50 something to 100,000 roughly between each month. It was variation of wholesale, and that business just imploded. I mean, it imploded. It just blew up. Okay. And so don't do that. Learn from my mistakes. Listen to what I'm saying. All right. So we're going into products. We went to scale. I mean, we went to big scale, and I can prove that it went to big scale. I got pictures, I got people, I got resources. I can prove it all. And 30,000 square feet, I'm sure you would admit, is a lot. And 5 trucks of wholesale every week is a lot. And if you think you can scale it to that point, good luck to you. It doesn't work on volume, and eventually something is going to catch up with you. If Amazon doesn't catch up with you, the profitability and the products will. And I'm reading over here to the comments, making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, general liability insurance, really relatively easy to get. You can contact your normal home and car insurance people. Any of the insurance agencies will issue one of those. You just need a simple general liability insurance. We cover this in ASIN 360, guys. I know Reed has talked about this. It's part of just creating your business structure. It's not expensive. You can get $1 million policy on your business. It's not, it's one of those things. You got it on your car, you got it on their house, you get it on your business, right? It's just important to have it. So what preference of country do we get products from? We prefer to start with India. And if possible, India can also source backwards for us into other locations like China and stuff. We don't really like to go to China if we don't have to. We prefer to stay away from it. We got out of it mostly. Almost all of it was out in 3 years ago. If we absolutely have to get something from China, we will. But there are a lot of other places to get products from. India's our starting block. They can source from many other locations. They can make almost anything from there. And India has been a great place to work for us. And from sourcing products, it's been an amazing place for us to source products from. Okay. All right. So those are the questions. And we've got some products. Let's look up the hill here. What do we got here? Question. A car headrest. That's specific. Car headrest. Let's go out here and look at this. Okay, so just whoever threw that out, have you done any diligence on this already? What if you have a specific question about this product? Because let's get specific. I love to get a little bit more into the details here if we can. We got hard. What do we got? We got a headrest hook, headrest pillow, headrest table cover. We got a headrest. A little bit of looking around at them. Okay. Tables, covers, pillows. Ooh, I like what Robert just said. We'll go after that in a minute, Robert. Covers, hangers, table. This is like, these are the top 10 searches, right? It's not top to bottom. It's just the top 10 searches. So any one of these is going to have a lot of potential competition, volume, maybe saturation. Just by experience. Okay, so hooks are going to be lower in terms of profitability. I can tell you right out of the gate. A hook or even a pack of hooks can't be more, than like $10, maybe $15, depending upon that. So I'm automatically going to kind of not go that route. We talked about the headrest pillow. I think that's one of the angles you mentioned a minute ago is headrest pillow. Obviously got a car headrest. We got a tablet holder. Okay, tablets are typically expensive. People who have an expensive tablet would be potentially willing to spend a little bit more for a car holder that held an expensive tablet. So again, just thought processes, common sense, logic coming out here as I think this through. Cover is going to be a little bit cheaper. It's hard, it's kind of harder to buy a high-end, headrest cover because by the time you get into a price that might make sense, you're not going to put one of those in a BMW or Lexus. you're just not, unless you're 80 years old, and it's usually one of those like, medicinal ones that has to do with, hemorrhoids and stuff. I'm saying it out loud. It's just the truth. At that point, you're over on the health side, and then you can go a different angle with the medicinal health car pillow kinds of things, which happen to do with, someone who's older and they're willing to pay $50 for one of those things because when they sit in the car to drive down to, Aldi's or Walmart to get their food, they don't want their hemorrhoids to hurt. I know, but dude, that's that's just the way that it works. Hangers gonna be cheap. Mounts for tablets. We're getting a little bit more into sophistication of tablet holder mounts for tablets, right? Hooks for purses. I'm thinking cheap. Mounts a little more expensive. Phone holder, those are literally going to be cheap, and I can almost tell you right out of the gate by experience and just, phone holders and this kind of stuff, or phone accessories for the most part are very saturated, lower priced Chinese goods, going to be hard to go after. So if I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, a nice pillow with a good angle could potentially a specific call to action, a point of difference, helps with arthritis in your joints. Don't get a kink in your neck. If there's a specific medical issue that can be addressed by pillows for your head, then you might kind of angle the language that way. Even though you can't make a claim, you could say that it helps support this kind of medical issue. While you don't claim that it can cure it, we can claim or make a supposed claim or an angle in that point of difference. So I'm actually going to go towards the tablet holder for a second. We're going to see if my instincts are right. Now, instincts and emotion aside, the data is going to be what the data is. I just wanted you to follow along with the thought process. So 756 results. If it's not above 1,000 or 5,000, we're not necessarily looking at a super saturated or even necessarily a highly competitive niche, which is okay because we're going to get down to the profit, and the profit's really all that matters at the end of the day. We're finding good products for profit. Now, the price points initially right out of the gate, I'm not happy with those. 12, 9, 12, 13. Okay, that's not really jiving with me right there. We are looking for 20, 16, 9. A lot of these come with a lot of sellers attached to them. So right out of the gate, not super excited about that. Seeing a lot of, the systems are really overloaded tonight. My developer was telling me about this earlier. Yikes. So forgive me, guys. This may be in a moment where I have to not go as detailed into the tool right now. Andrew's really working hard. He's busting his tail off right now. With the amount of traffic and people online right now, our systems, we have to upgrade our systems just to keep up with the data. Quite crazy. I'm going to ding him right now and be like, hey, get our system ding. Gotta love technology, right? I'm just being honest, being transparent. You're seeing it. I'm showing my skirt a little bit. That's the way it works. And we connect to a number of systems, and they may be having trouble too, including Amazon itself. So let's just peek through. There's all my excuses on the table, but it is what it is. If it's not going to pull the data, then that's going to suck for me. Well, we're pulling some data. That's not good, guys. Plans, accessories, and stuff. Andrew, you're going to be fired, bro. Get it together. I'm just joking. He's not going to be fired. All right. So, okay. So, at least we're seeing some decent price points. Obviously, I want the rest of this data, but something is not pulling that data correctly. Yeah. Headrest, seat for game. What's the major price point? Oh, this is some kind of like really technical contraption. Look at that thing. What is that thing doing? Check for authenticity. Oh, it holds your whole laptop. Okay. I didn't catch that. I was reading to the other side. iPad and a laptop. Oh, with a fan built into it. Okay. That's cool. I'm not really jiving on these images. These images actually look like they were kind of stolen from either somebody else or some really low quality images. I'm not even getting them to pop up. Typically you get them to kind of pop. The size isn't coming up. Not great. Second thing I'm noticing, guys, just off the cuff is that's a really undescriptive. That it's bullet points. It looks like a technical manual. It has no value statements in it whatsoever, so I'm not jiving with that. Obviously, look at these. Suddenly, price points just got a little bit more interesting. 149, 107, 109. Okay. Got my attention. 129,000. Is that what I'm reading? No, 12,933. Brain is not functioning. All right, so we got a node. We're in the mounts node with the BSR within this node as an 8, node being the lowest part below department and category down into the node, kind of where we really care about. Mount being the specific item type keyword. for that node. BSR is 8. Reviews aren't terribly great at 4.2. I'd love to see them above 4.5 before I really think this is a product that I would take a better look at. So it's something we talked about today, guys, in a free training we did within the free Amazon sellers group, as we're just kind of getting people warmed up to the concept of ASIN 360 and stuff. For that group, we talked a little bit about the Hey Girlfriend methodology of borrowing people's products, not borrowing the exact product, but the concept, making the concept better. We don't want to just sell one of these as a one for one. I'm not looking to just sell this product. Okay, what I'm looking to do is sell a variation of this product, a little bit better product, a product with a point of difference. Right out of the gate, I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to look at some easy things to do with this product that would make it better. Vertical, horizontal. I mean, there's the graphics issue. This is actually driving me nuts with the graphics. These are absolutely terrible graphics. You can't even, I mean, what's the point of a certificate of authenticity or whatever that is? Okay, it's a patent. According to this, it has a patent and trademark. Well, for all I know, that's not true. We'd have to go look that up. Sellers do that sometimes to just fake you out at the end of the line. The patent really hasn't been issued, so there's not too much of an issue with that. So we're looking at storage. Yeah, I mean, Sarah, there's a bit of a problem with the system. I've pinged Andrew. Of course, he's gonna get an earful because we're live tonight and I'm not getting the data, which may or may not be his fault. It typically is not his fault. Typically, he's scrambling around to get systems adjusted to the amount of online traffic that's happening right now, which is quite insane, as you can imagine. If your Netflix is loading a lot lately, you know what I'm talking about. So we've got some complexity, some technology. You know, I don't always like the technology. We've talked about that before because, things break. And people can be very cynical about breaking technology. You know, you could make one of these without some technology in it. There's others with cooling pads and stuff that don't necessarily have like plug-in or fans. And this one appears to have like a fan in it, which could make it a little bit more difficult to run. But, just all in all, as we're evaluating at 8,200, it has about 3,500 in profit in it, which is pretty good. $47 a unit in profit. Probably could do better than that with some negotiations. I mean, let's say we get down to 30, we've got $53 in estimated profit. Not too bad. But again, we're not getting 100% storage fees out of this. That cannot be right, which means our net payout is not going to be 100% accurate either. Let's pull this again one more time and see if the system will pull. No, it's not pulling the latest data for that because it's not getting it. Sucks. All right, so let's just keep going here. But I'm just talking this product out with you guys. Obviously, this listing has some options for better sales. But even with a crappy listing, even with crappy images, I mean, guys, come on, 179 ratings at 4.2. There's an opportunity here. I mean, you could see the opportunity. It needs to be fleshed out. Graphics are not necessarily great. I don't necessarily care that it has a patent. I'm going to look for another product that doesn't necessarily compete with this one, or a product that I can create that isn't going to be directly competing with a patent, because you don't want to do that. But at the same time, it's not doing a great job with the listings. It's got a lot of other sellers. There's 6 sellers on here because clearly this is not a registered brand, which then again leads me to the concept of this actually not being a real trademark or patent, because if it's not registered, they typically haven't gone the distance to do the patent, or they didn't take that work on Amazon. They took the work offline. They decided to just throw this up on Amazon to see what would happen. We got a product. Let's just throw it up there. And some guy, we took a $9.95 course from Masterclass, and then came on here and said, "Look, guys, what I did. I just took this on Amazon." They're like, "Yay, you made us money." For $3,582 a month for about 8,200 in sales, roughly. So that's not so bad. I mean, look, $3,500. Find another product that has some opportunity in it, right? Get your cost of goods down to maybe 32%, 30%, and you're going to have some decent profit on this little product hanging out down here in the laptop accessory mounts. Who thought of laptop accessory mounts as an even possible product that you could sell until tonight? Because we just went crazy lateral through here and just dug into a product that was randomly supposed to be a car headrest tablet holder, and now we moved over to car iPads. That's just how fun this can get. You can find these kind of products in here. There's an electronic device. You don't want to do that. This is the actual headrest with the device, it looks like. Looks like they're actually selling works with the case. No, they're just selling the head mount. It's actually specifically for a Kindle Fire. And again, I'm not getting the data accurately because of this way the system is pulling right now. That sucks, guys. Sorry about that. We're going to edit this part out of the video. No, actually, I'm not, because I'm keeping it real. Let's look it down here just a little bit farther. Here's one with a little bit more reviews, a little higher price point. Clearly, we're in competition here. There's another Mobotron. This has got a little bit better listing. Okay, I got the graphics updated a little bit better, high res. So what this tells me, somebody else did this listing. Look, the picture is actually a little bit nicer. Product's a little bit nicer. Shots are actually, that looks a lot like the other product, doesn't it? It's almost like they had the same product on here with two different listings. Wonder why they would do that. Can anybody give me an idea why they'd be doing that? Anybody? Bueller? Plus, they didn't take the time to put it. I mean, it's a Subaru. It's a nice car. No arguments against Subaru. But I mean, if you want to look like a branded affinity, go down and rent a Lexus and take a picture of this inside of a Lexus. I kid you not. Just those little things, right? Little things like that can suddenly change the value. Oh, this is a Lexus. Well, no, it's a Subaru. So all of a sudden you're like, well, if I'm using this, I'm going to be in the car a lot. And I'm thinking, who's using this? Well, maybe a real estate agent, somebody's in their car a lot. And I'm typically thinking, people who are of that kind of product affinity are driving Acuras, Lexuses, and other things. They want to be nice in their real estate. Am I wrong? So I'm thinking, if I'm going to target this towards kind of people who are working in their cars, I'm going to be targeting it towards the affinity of people that are in their cars. Most real estate agents who are making money and would be successful and would have these kind of products aren't driving Subarus. Now you're going to be looking at me and being like, dude, you're profiling and you're car shaming. I don't even know what you guys would call that, right? No, I'm not car shaming. I love Subarus. I used to own two of them. Actually, yeah, two. I used to have two different Subarus. I love Subarus. I had a Forester and I had the really souped up race car. What was that thing called? I forgot the name of it. Anyways, I love Subarus. But again, I'm not in a car Subaru with someone who's buying this. I'm going to be looking for some more affinity. But anyway, so, there's still, look, this has better listing. It's got a little bit better description. It's got a better ranking. And it's got, it's just a better overall listing. It's a better overall product positioning. But I'll be darned if it doesn't look exactly like the other one, right? Am I right? It's got a little bit of a different situation with the fan. But all in all, it's a better positioned listing. And I think you can say with relative ease that they're making more money because the product is presented better. It does a little bit better. It's got a better listing. It's got a better description. I don't even know if, it didn't have necessarily more reviews, did it? No, it's only got 60 reviews. It's positioned a little better. People don't like the install. Cheap plastics, okay? Opportunity to get a little bit better plastic. Again, I don't necessarily like the electronics. I'm not necessarily recommending you go source this product. I'm not necessarily recommending that this is a good product, guys. What we're doing is we're just evaluating. And in all disclaimers, as always, every week, whatever products you find on here, if you go do your diligence, you're going to hold me. I'm going to indemnify myself right now by saying I don't recommend you sell anything that we researched tonight without doing diligence and going in and getting your numbers and doing your manufacturing and your ordering and determining the product quality. But just out of quick research tonight, we found a product with possibility. Okay, 16 in laptop mounts, 57 4.1. There's some definite opportunity to make a better product, maybe even charge a little bit more. But I really like the profitability product. 7553 gives you a lot of room to move. But we're going to say that's not 100% accurate because we got some data that's not coming in exactly right. With this particular seller, it is Prime eligible, so we obviously should have some storage fees, in which we do not currently. So that price is going to go down a bit for storage fees. But even then, it's pretty decent at 35% cost of goods. Even then, 110, let's say we took off $20 in net payout, not so bad, okay? So keep the value, moving on the offer, determine the profit of the product, determine your ability to take a product like this and move it lateral. You'll also notice this one, compared to the one we just looked at, doesn't say anything about trademarks or patents or whatnot on it. The other one did. It had that little cheesy certificate right there for 109. We've got some other ones over here from ArcScan, very similar designs. Some of that, if you look right there, guys, what are you seeing? I mean, initially I'm seeing like saturation, right? And this is just the sponsored products. Like, how do I tell the difference when I immediately see those products and looking at it from this angle as I'm talking this out with you? Price points aside, I'm going to be suddenly looking at reviews and then price points because, well, I mean, I don't see a big differentiator. Now I see the differentiator. Now I don't, right? I mean, just look at that. All of a sudden, I'm looking at different types of products. Not seeing it quite as saturated as I did a second ago, and we're moving off down into other products. And that's just sponsored products. Again, we were just evaluating random products as we're looking along here. This one is definitely front loaded by a seller who's overcompensating. Overcompensating in their bullets. We've gone from not enough bullets and information to overcompensating. Don't you love that? And of course, they're not selling very well at all and no profit, so they're relatively new. Man, I got 1,000 ratings. They're not relatively new at all. That product is bombing. Laptop mount, etc. All right, guys. Well, we may have to cut this short tonight because I'm not getting any data from our tool right now, which I can only suspect is because systems are really loaded and we're having difficulty pulling some of the data because we do it in real time. But let's looking at this. We got a whole new system coming. It's being architected. I saw the first screens of it the other day. I'm getting very excited because it's a whole new back end. It's completely re-architected. And some of the things I'm facing with you right now are going to be gone when this comes to. So you can tell as the CEO and the owner, I'm very excited about moving off of some of this old architecture. It's frustrating. It's embarrassing. All right, 74,000. Well, we got some good price points on these chairs. Gaming chairs is huge. This was brought up. This is a gaming niche. There's an ability to go into some really unique things, and especially with the gaming world, Twitch being bought by Amazon, which is huge. The YouTube gamers and stuff now are really pushing hard. I happen to know a Facebook gamer who was one of the first ever on Facebook's gaming platform. She's a really cool lady, and she games professionally. So I know enough about this market to be dangerous. I also know that if I were to go to this market, I would go get her as an influencer, and I would find a chair that she likes, and I would help make the chair based on her specifications. And it might even be, branded a little with a little bit of money to her, to kind of as a, hey, thanks for helping me with this, or maybe I can use you as an influencer. And this is a, certified by a Facebook gaming expert professional who does this full time, etc. If you don't know one of those kinds of people, like I'm saying, you could go get one. You could go out to YouTube. You can go to Twitch. You can follow some of the top gamers. If you can go find out and do some research in this market and get somebody who would be interested in trying one of these or giving some feedback and be able to brand it. As you can see right out of the gate, we've got very different colors, shapes, and sizes. That's very competitive and not saturated. I can see some of the valuation here. I can also see a couple of these. Now, I don't know particular brand driven, and Robert, you may know this because you brought this up, but I don't particularly know anything about G-Tracing, although that might be a brand. I'd have to do some research to find out if these were, the top brands, if these were the Nikes and the Reeboks of the chair world, if these were the, Lexus and Acura of the car world. I would have to go do some research on that because I don't well, but that's not hard to do, guys. That's not hard to do. For all I know, I could be another brand in here very easy that no one, would be able to slow down, and I could attack this very fast. But I would definitely angle these products towards the influencer side of the gaming industry and go after influencers to help move these products very quickly in the market, because a good gamer or a YouTuber sitting in your chair every night doing their videos and then mentioning you for some kind of fee you pay them or figure that out or whatever would bring in a lot of opportunity for these kinds of products. Opportunity. All right. So, I'm seeing a lot of green, which is cool. We're seeing a lot of green on that. Let's let that pull up. Looks like our data's back online. Restarted data caching. Yeah. Okay. So he just restarted the server. Obviously, guys, we're upgrading systems. Forgive me. We're moving as fast as we can to keep up. The load has just been insane. I can't imagine what Netflix and stuff is dealing with right now on their bandwidth. All right, so Best Office, Home LG Racing Respawn, Ace Bayou, okay, Neo Chair. Anybody recognize, Robert, are you recognizing any of these? Does anybody recognize these gamings? Like, I don't know those names, so please tell me if I'm missing something, or are you recognizing the brands? Because I don't, per se. I don't. Best Office sounds sort of familiar, but that's just a keyword. If you happen to know, no clue. I don't know. Somebody has no clue either. I used to be a gamer once upon a time, like back in the day. I ran game servers in a company. I owned game servers that were used for multiplayer online gaming, and I actually gamed as a professional thing a long time ago, like 20 years ago. Literally, guys, that's how dated I am. We ran game servers with voiceover codecs and stuff in order to let gamers multiplayer communicate long before games ever embedded them into the game itself, which was cool. Yeah, that was before we sat in chairs, right? Not the cushy, comfy chairs that we got going on now. I mean, look at these things. So this is a fascinating market, right? Because these are some big numbers. Big numbers, big rankings, potentially big opportunity. Always going to dig in here to the gross profit because that's all we really care about. But I see that I can go really quick up the line to profitability due to the size, right? I mean, really fast. We're going up to product profitability, which has, 85. We're just going on up. We're still heading up north of 100, even north of 100. We still got a little bit of data. That's typically when you guys see this, it's because that listing is kind of echoed. It went offline and we're not able to get the data from that current seller at the moment. So that's why it's showing as not applicable. So we got, private label. We got somebody in here who is not brand registered, not labeling their product correctly. They got a bunch of buyers on their listing. These obviously are private labels, not making really much money, making some money. Very cool. Definitely room for that's a whole nother niche, like massage chair. That was not recognized there. It's not even a gaming chair. It shows up in massage. Very cool. So there's an angle for you all going into the massage chair angle with $184 in profit. We do have a couple of different chairs here. Now, I just busted this up to 100 just to kind of see where it was. We can bring it back down here, and we can kind of play with the filtering. But again, we're looking for profitability. This is, great profitability in a chair like this. I mean, it's selling some good price points. But man, I tell you, gamers and other people now, they're very, very picky about their brands and their product and the quality and what they like. And the most interesting thing about just literally randomly hitting this one just now is at 45,176. in home and kitchen, interesting, is generating 73,027. With that kind of profit, though, what you're noticing is they're not in the sponsored ads. The sponsored ads are green. This is not being ran as a sponsored ad, meaning these people are not marketing. This is organic, which means they could be doing influencer or other type of marketing to reach this. And because of that, they've got some opportunity. It could be a 4.6, 4.7. They're setting it at 4.2. And you can kind of see that in this market, the average rating is 4. Which means people are really picky about these products. That's what that should tell you. So if you're going to go in here, you're going to really want to look for that girlfriend. That's even an office chair. No gamers playing in that chair. That you want to do some good diligence on because you don't want to end up with a product that's going to get you a 3.7 review or a 4 or lower. That'll kill you. You won't come back from it, right? People just don't like it. You've got to know what they want and you got to get into it. I come back to this one again because it's at 45,000, there's room to grow, right? At 45,000 and these kind of numbers, you could double, triple, and quadruple that by dropping, down to 10,000, just 10,000 BSR, okay? Could make this a very hefty opportunity. And you don't have to sell a lot of units. That's the other beauty, right? I mean, they're moving 158 units a month. That's it. So the idea that gross sales and estimated revenue are really what you should focus on for how much money you make on Amazon or per product. Is that you don't need to know about revenue and estimated sales. All you care about is gross profit and can I outperform the other products? So just looking at this AK racing chair and evaluating this market on the fly based on some experience I have in the gamer niche, as I mentioned, this guy could easily dominate the rest of these people. He could compete with that because it's not even in the same space. This person with this kind of profit right here should be owning the market. And they're not. They're not because they are, who knows why? Who knows why people are doing what they're doing on Amazon sometimes? Sometimes it's a game, right? I mean, they've got some decent listings. They do show you the product really well. They've got some good warranties. Okay. I mean, I don't personally care too much. 80,000 stress tests. Okay, whatever. Here's how this is going to go. If I find somebody that is in gaming who is doing really well and is like really well known and they're in this chair, then I'm going to want that chair. That's how that's going to work, right? You're not going to find necessarily a gamer who comes out here and says, oh, AK Racing Series, oh, it's got 80,000 stress tests. Wow, I think I'll like to set on that. No, man, that's not how they're thinking, right? got to put yourself in the mindset of gamers a little bit, right? They're going to be like, somebody else has this and I want it because it's the best chair. And if this top Twitcher is on here and he's running that chair, then that's the chair that I want. So you got to be thinking about the brand and the market you're serving. And at 462, you can move some decent numbers, get some decent profit, and actually make this chair go to work. And the beauty of it is there's some really, competitive differences in this marketplace. So you can obviously see some of the bright colored winners. This particular brand has a number of those products in here. Clearly, they're playing in this space. Game like a pro, all right. They've got their chair. They got gamers. They've made some effort and some inroads, definitely through the influencer side of this. You can just see it. They are literally, that's photoshopped. Good for them. They got it by a high-end car. Like, this is the car that gamers want. That's a Nissan GTR. That's an $80,000 car, right? They even talk about how they were a real race car manufacturer back in the day. That's really cool. Quality and craftsmanship. They got a good story. Like, I'm digging on this product tonight, guys. This is cool. What are they getting reviews-wise? They're getting good reviews. People are liking it, but I'm telling you, a $500 chair, but guess what? I bought it. What? It's $500. Okay, I bought it. This guy, I can't trust the chair. She was expecting it to tip at some point, making her feel like she was going to fall over. Okay, well, don't lean the chair back too far. Numbnuts. All right. So that's not to pick on that guy, but I hate some of these reviews at times. What we're just looking at is market viability. It has market viability. It is in video game chairs, the node exactly where it needs to be. BSR at 113, not bad at all. Don't really care about what's going on up here. Do think that this is interesting because there's opportunity for it. Definitely find this to be interesting if all numbers pan out correctly, and we're going to expect this to come down by probably 10% maybe on storage fees, 10 to 15% on storage fees, for not a terrible difference in numbers if that calc was actually pulling correctly, which it's not. Then we would see this down around 155 probably. So even at 155 in profit, as we knew a minute ago, as we discussed this out, guys, we're getting close to the end of the hour, so I'm kind of speeding up on my talk here because I don't want to miss this. Even at this opportunity, this person is not buying the real estate. They could be absolutely dominating. They could actually be making that a $50,000 to $75,000 a month profit off of this if they were simply to engage their marketing the right way. And in fact, if I was a marketing consultant for Amazon PPC, I would be all over them like white on rice. So it is the chain, there are ranking for a keyword of Amazon choice right here that is their own keyword. That just tells you people are searching on Amazon for this product, which means they're getting outside influencers to come onto the system. And as it's coming onto the system, their influencers, their videos, their pro gaming message is obviously resonating very well. It's resonating extremely well with the age group that does buy a lot, women, men, 27 plus. And definitely, I can't believe I was about to say that out loud. I was about to hurt myself on that one. It holds up to 400 pounds. I was going to make a joke on it. I'm really not going to do that. So I'm going to bite my tongue tonight, man. I'm going to get myself in trouble on this live. It's a heavy duty. It's a good thing. I'm jamming on that. Richard, Robert, you're over the target, bro. I wouldn't just look at the chairs. Okay. I like this niche. This is a good niche tonight. We're going to end on this one. I would definitely look at anything gaming related, Robert. You're over the target. Okay. I would go in and look at anything around the gaming aesthetics of this. You might find one you want to get into that's a little bit maybe cheaper. Maybe this doesn't bother you in terms of what price point you need to get into in order to get a product moving. You need, a product that has at least 161 in COGS on it at 35%, or around 138. So that's where your manufacturing product level is going to be. Obviously you got to get the fully loaded cost. So you're going to be around probably 167 landed cost, but you're going to be around a $333 net payout with a gross profit per unit of 171 for a product like this. Is there room in the market? It sure looks like there is. If you can be another brand in this market, there's no reason why you can't come in. But I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be for the beginners. It's going to be somebody who has some understanding of this market. It's going to be someone who has the ability to go in and get some influencers. It is an opportunity for somebody positioned in the right place at the right time to go in and get gamers and influencers and stuff and bring them into the ecosystem as this product goes. Then you have created a really good opportunity for a product. Going just into Amazon with a product like this would be a little bit harder to do. Not undoable. It would be doable. It would be a little bit more difficult. And I would definitely be positioning a product like this to have influence or authority behind it when I went into the market, simply because of the things I mentioned tonight. So if you were to go and actually look at the accessory side of gaming, maybe go look at the smaller components, the lights, like it's big with lighting right now, right? Big lighting when you're gaming, this kind of stuff, the headsets and other things. There's a little bit more technical in that nature, but just go through all the accessories, not just the chairs, and see if there are other opportunities you can get into as well that maybe would be more Amazon centric and wouldn't require you to have some sort of outside influencer and stuff to really make this go. But again, if you have that, if you can bring it, if you can partner with somebody who does, if you can get to a large gaming page on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere out there in the Twitch world, if you can get to the influencers on YouTube, which you absolutely can, and many of these people don't even know a whole lot about it just yet, find yourself an up and riser and get in front of them and let them ride your chair to the top. Literally, I just said that out loud. Let them ride your chair to the top. I can't believe I said that. All right, guys. So this has been fun. I'm going to end on this because there's definitely opportunity here. Guys, if you are enjoying this, I appreciate it. If you are a new customer, thank you again for joining. If you're a returning customer, it's been great to have you tonight. If you are ready to go bigger, better, and faster, go over to asin360.com, book a call with me, and let's see what we can do to get you to your first million on Amazon. Less stress, less worry, understand what we've just done, but take it into the actual application stage, all right? Get those chairs, get that gaming, get your brand. This is the time. I don't know how to say it any differently. Take this one away. I'm going to have Nick use this in our replay videos. Get your products going. And if you are on retail, wholesale, and arbitrage, change your business model before it is forced upon you. Do not be a victim of market and circumstances and blame the world when you know, and you've heard tonight, you cannot get off of this call, okay, and leave tonight not knowing that you don't understand this concept. It's out there. So now you've got to decide what to do with it. And it's gonna burn a hole in your head. And hopefully it won't burn a hole in your pocket while you're getting things turned around in your business. Guys, it's been fun as always. Thanks for the time. Glad I had some fun tonight. I hope you had fun tonight. If you did, join me again next Thursday night for another live at 9 p.m. Eastern. Guys, have a great night. Recording will be out later into the members area. And for the rest of you, I'm sure I will see you all later. All right, take care.